This video brought to you by our Patreons. Please consider supporting this channel and joining our Patreons at patreon.com/NovaWing24. Hi there folks, my name's NovaWing24 and welcome to the NovaWrap, your one-stop location for your simulation release news and goings on from the week that was. So here we are on Sunday the 12th of April 2020 and happy Easter to all of my friends, followers and viewers. To everybody, I hope this video finds you safe, well and indoors. Alright, okay, so I'm gonna get this started by saying once again that this video series, the NovaWrap, is about what is released, what is available at the time of going to press. So for everybody that is about to say, oh, but you didn't include Prepared V5 in this episode, it isn't out yet. Okay, yes, by the time some of you view this, it possibly will, because it is coming out on Tuesday the 14th of April, US Eastern Standard Time, US Eastern Daylight Time. However, it's not yet, so no, it's not in here. Okay, cool, we've got that done. Thanks very much, thanks for playing. Alright, moving straight on with a new release that literally just missed the editorial cutoff from last week's episode, which was Aeroplane Heaven's long-awaited release of their C-47 and DC-3 rendition. So Aeroplane Heaven are a very long-time developer that have produced under a variety of content over the years and have become known increasingly as time has gone on by their attention to detail and just sheer amazing quality of the content of their add-ons. They've produced a wide range of stuff over the years, and their DC-3 C-47 appears to be no exception. Now for this one, this is, I believe, their first release where they've made it exclusively for Prepared V4 and above, or rather 4.4 and above. So it does support PBR only, so it is not compatible with any legacy platforms. And it comes through with a very incredibly highly detailed rendition of the aircraft and all of its operational features. Now what they've done is they've made a choice which I'm not 100% sure I agree on. I think I see why they did it, but I'm not 100% sure I agree with it, where they've actually split the release package into two. So they've released the military version, which is the C-47 Skytrain, and then they've released the civilian version, or the DC-3. Now, pros and cons of doing this. If you are a civilian only pilot or only want to fly modern content, then the DC-3 is probably going to be a better option for you. If you're more of a history buff and you want to play and fly the content as it was through many of its historical military service, then the C-47 is probably going to be for you. So I see why splitting apart, but at the same time, I think at the very least the team do release a bundle pack where you do get both together. Now, a couple of things I do find interesting about this. As I said, so this is a release that is full setup with full PBR texturing throughout the internals and externals as well. The lighting model looks pretty damn impressive. I'll give it that as well. Now, in terms of the C-47, the military version, it comes with the option of a fully modeled complement of paratroopers, which you can actually kick out the back door, which is kind of cool. Also supports for the cargo variant, for the cargo version of as well. You can actually have a howitzer cargo and support Jeep out down the back, which, yes, that is a real thing. They did actually fly with those. Either way, the civilian version, though, is offered with passenger or cargo options, including a fully stocked galley with full details in there and realistic cabin crew, animated flight crew and cabin crew as well. Both versions offer animated flight crew and static ground personnel. They offer support vehicles, support materials, and battery start carts as well that actually function, so you can actually get your external charging as well. All engine options are an incredibly detailed model as well. The civilian version actually has three different models. It has two different engines, so it's got the Pratt & Whitney and Wright Cyclone engines, and external modeling, it's got the difference between either just a straight passenger door, passenger and cargo combination door, or a left and right passenger door option. So you've got a lot of detail there. No information whether the flight dynamics handle differently between the engine types. I'm going to take a stab and guess and say no. I think it's more of a cosmetic thing, but there you go. As I said, either way, high definition modeling throughout options with all the various different quirks and things that make the two different aircraft different. Includes full accurate start procedures, including the capability of doing 15 blade starts with their full modeling of the start mesh system as well. All hydraulic fuel systems or models accurately are done as well, and an authentic sound set from an actual C-47 included as well. So, pretty damn awesome, pretty damn cool, looks incredibly detailed. They actually released a extensive video to actually show you how to start the aircraft correctly, and she will bite you in the backside if you don't treat it right, which is good to see. If you don't like old style navigation, both versions do offer a modern avionics suite supported with GPS units. It does include support for Flight 1, GTN, and Rex Milviz weather radars and switchable panels. The screenshots seem to indicate that there is what looks like a basic GNS 430 as a sort of for those who prefer the modern avionics. That is available for you if you don't have any of those third-party options. So there's cool. So look, overall, look, this looks pretty cool. I will be honest here and say, as much as this looks amazing, Airplane Heaven have really got a bit of an uphill battle with this one because, let's be honest here, Manfred Jan's freeware C-47, for those who haven't flown it, that's pretty damn accurate and pretty damn awesome as well. So, I'm as I said, don't get me wrong, I'm really impressed with what I see from Aeroplane Heaven here, but they've got an uphill slog for that one, that's for sure. Now, if you wanted to pick this one up, if you want to pick these up, as I said, they do come in two different versions. So the C-47 for the military fans, or DC-3 for the civilian pilots. You're looking at $43 US for each package, or you can buy the package together, bundled as one, for $65 US, available either direct from Airplane Heaven or from, at the moment, Sim Market will be coming down the track to both Just Fly and PC Aviator in the future, available now. And another aircraft release, this time for the entire ESP gamut of sims. We saw the release for this week from Lionheart Creations, their release of the Blanca Super Viking this week. So this aircraft is, I must admit, when I first looked at this, I thought I was looking at a Mooney or some form of derivative of a Mooney. But it comes from that same concept, that same sort of thoroughbred or thoroughbred or idea of aircraft for of American aviation, which is basically a Cadillac of the skies kind of thing. So the Blanca Viking and Super Viking were a series of designs of basically the same concept as the Mooney series, of being single engine, 4-seat, and very high performance. And this aircraft definitely does not disappoint. So it comes through, this one is a beautiful high definition model, incredibly accurate and highly detailed 3D rendition of this one in an exquisite set of 4K textures throughout the externals and the internals of this aircraft. It looks absolutely amazing for an aircraft that has sort of was produced in the 1960s through to the 1970s. In fact, actually, a new one was actually, the production line was sort of limited in a limited way. Production was restarted in the 2000s. This is an incredibly, like, it just looks awesome. If you're into sort of the GA aviation, I think this is going to be one that you really want to pay attention to. So yeah, as I said, it comes through as a highly detailed rendition of this aircraft, including custom avionics and custom coding of all systems, especially the special attention has been paid to the Century 3 autopilot system, so a very early sort of autopilot system. I think the only other developer I can think of that's done a custom code of this one is Just Flight. So yeah, it's a challenging one to do, that's for sure. And as I said, this rendition is of the Super Viking 300A, this particular variation of this aircraft. It looks absolutely amazing. Probably one thing that's a little interesting that I did see in the release notes of this one is that, as I said, like, the model looks absolutely incredible. Supposedly the handling characteristics is based off experienced flights with the real aircraft. There's a lot of pictures showing of actual hands-on experience with the real aircraft. It's interesting though. And I did a bit of digging into this one, and it makes sense. But a lot of the engine sounds are actually aliased from some default sound sets. So the engine that's in this one is a Continental IO 520K. piston engine for this one, which is actually it's the same engine family that powers the Mooney Bravo and the Mooney Acclaim. So one of the things that this aircraft does to sort of save in a bit of to be a bit lightweight, it actually aliases sounds from the Mooney Acclaim if you're a prepared V1 to 3 user, or the Commander 114 if you're a prepared V4 user, because it's the same engine this thing is almost the same engine that the thing's powered by. So it saves having to actually sort of a bit of install files and stuff like that. So that's really it's a neat little reuse of a quality sound set that comes from that comes stock with your sim. So that's a pretty cool way. I'm pretty impressed with that one, actually. But yeah, otherwise, if you want to pick this one up and add it to your collection, as I said, looking absolutely exquisite, you can pick this one up direct from Lionheart Simulations for $25 or your regional equivalent, available now. Continuing on with ESP or Prepared V4 exclusive releases, the guys over at Fly Tampa have rebooted. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to say rebooted, actually. They've updated their Copenhagen airport to Prepared V4. Not really much to say about it. Like, I've sifted through the press release, and there's nothing to say about what they've done to it other than make it Prepared V4 compatible. Like, there's no mention of whether it supports PIR. The only thing that seems to have actually sort of changed is that they've updated some of the models with PBR textures. That's it. Like, that's literally the only difference that I could see. It's still got, like, nothing else seems to have changed. So, is it worth the upgrade? I don't know. I guess you guys have to ask yourselves that. But honestly, if all it's doing is adding PBR texturing, I'd be asking questions about whether you want to update or not. Now, if you are, of course, if you're a new user, don't have it before, it's pretty much your only option around for Copenhagen these days. So you're looking at $31 or your original equivalent, available direct from Fly Tampa. Or if you're looking at updating from V1 to V2, you're looking at $13, or your original equivalent from your previous purchasing retail store, available now. Continuing on with more Prepared V4 releases, the guys over at Just Sim saw the release this week of their rendition of Santorini International Airport in Greece. This one's a highly detailed rendition of the airport near the city of Thera, which provides over a lot of transportation options throughout in and out of Greece. Now, this one is designed to be fully compatible with the Orbix's FDX Global Series, OpenLC Europe, also designed to work in conjunction with Pilot's FS Global Mesh to make sure there's no sort of weird terrain issues. Includes custom ground polygons for support of full PBR materials and PBR weather effects as well. Full set of GSX ground service settings are included as well for all the different gates, which is always great to see. They're included in that one. It includes full support for PBR materials for most 3D models, high resolution HD textures throughout. Surrounding area has been done with custom autogen, no sort of photoreal, but it does have custom autogen and custom points of interest for the area as well. Includes a variety of natural features as well, including 3D birds, animated birds and grass, as well as updated taxiway lighting and full implementation of the airport as it appears during 2019, and a full set of automatic season change for vegetation and photoreal terrain for the airport and airport surrounds. So this one's coming in for about $19 or your original equivalent, available now from Sim Market. Continuing on with ESP platform releases, this one going across all of the platforms, so FSX all the way through to Prepared V4 and all of its ilk. We're looking at the guys over at FSDG released their rendition of Airport Beziers Cap. I'm absolutely certain of stuff. Like, I think I got right until the end. Digard, I think that's what it is. Right. Basically, this is a holiday destination on the French Mediterranean coast, and serviced by mostly, actually, funny, it's a bit of an interesting one. So primarily, it's basically more of a GA feel, but it does support Ryanair sort of destinations because most of its tourists actually come via the TGV. Now, what's really kind of interesting about this airport is the fact that it actually has an animated TGV train with authentic train schedules that go through the scenery. That's weird and cool all at the same time. Like, that's just Really awesome. So designed to be fully compatible with GSX, FS Global, FTX series, all the usual stuff as well. Highly detailed vineyards, highly detailed rendition of the airport with all models done with PBR with high definition models, high definition textures, and support for PBR ground materials for reflections and wet grounds and stuff like that. This one is pretty interesting. As I said, it was just kind of weird, kind of cool. Now, a couple of words on this one. At the moment, it is only available for European residents at the moment. If you live outside of Europe, we have to wait for it to come onto Sim Market or one of the other retailers. Hopefully, it shouldn't be too far away. But currently, if you are in Europe, you can pick this one up. This one's available for €12 from the FCG online store, available now. Continuing on with multi-platform releases, Sierra Simulations released their rendition of New York's Stewart International Airport for all the ESP platforms. So this airport is a fairly major sort of. Well, it's actually not a major. It's not a major, but it's sort of a subsidiary airport, sort of the greater sort of New York area. It gets a bit of the low-cost traffic, but primarily seems to serve a lot more biz jets more than anything else, and some of the smaller feeder airlines. Now, this includes accurate rendition of the airport as it appears in late 2019, includes a custom photoreal ground textures for the airfield and surrounding areas, include custom seasonal textures, support all 4 seasons, includes updated autogen for the surrounding area, accurate 3D modeling and all airport buildings are modeled, includes high definition textures, custom airport objects, full support for SODE objects, including the windsock and season texture model. Also includes a variety of airport configurator options, including support for static jetways or SODE GSX Level 2 jetways as well. Now, this one is coming in available in 2 different versions. So this one is available for the 32-bit sim market, so FSX and Prepared 1, 2, and 3, or available as a Prepared V4 release. So this one's coming in, and each version will cost you $22, available now from Sim Market. Continuing on, moving out to, well, actually sort of, I'll sticking with Prepared, but also moving into X-Plane with a dual simulator release this week from Gaia Simulations. So this week we saw them release Vienna Airport for both Prepared and X-Plane 11. So this is a Prepared V4 exclusive on the Prepared side, and X-Plane 11 obviously X-Plane 11 exclusive, because is anybody even still making it for X-Plane 10 these days? Anybody at all? Anyway, so yes, this is a accurate rendition of Vienna Schwechat Airport. I really should know that because I lived in Germany, so I really should be able to pronounce that better than that. Anyway, moving on. Accurate detailed rendition of the airport as it appeared at the start of 2020, includes accurate 3D models of all airport buildings, includes interior modeling of the main terminal building. Both versions support full support of PBR texturing, include custom-made service ground service vehicles, custom static aircraft. For the Prepared version, supports seasonal variations for orbit sceneries, includes full integration with SODE jetways and visual guidance docking systems, and animated 3D people as well. For the X-Plane 11 version, includes full integration with SAM V2 jetways, as well as visual guidance docking system and marshallers, and blended with Ortho for XP tiles for seamless experience. Now, for that one, these ones are available these ones have been released via Orbix Direct. Now, they've been released as for about $31 US each, or if you want to do they must have been listening to the community, because well, I don't know whether Orbix has been listening to the community, but definitely Gaia's heard the community's been a bit upset about this. So they've actually sort of said they've actually done a bundle pack where if you do want to pick up the versions for both Prepared and X-Plane 11, you will actually get a discount of about 25% discount. So you pick both up together for $47-ish US, available now from Orbix. Continuing on with X-Plane 11 releases, the guys over at FSDG finished their port over of Casablanca over onto X-Plane 11 platform. So as I said, this is the direct port over, so nothing's really sort of changed. It's the rendition, it's the layout of Casablanca International Airport as appeared during 2019. Updated ground layout included supports for animated jetways and marshals via the SAM plugin, includes animated ground traffic, and updated HD buildings throughout the airport layout. So otherwise, exactly the same as the one before, just ported over to X-Plane 11. Coming in at about $21 for this one. Again, this one currently only available from their website, so only European guys, and you're only going to be able to get this at the moment for about €19. For all the rest of us, we're going to have to wait to come on to the retailers in the next week or two, so keep an eye out for that. Available now. Continuing on with X-Plane 11 releases, and we have a new entrant into the simulation developers this week from the Cohen Simulations. So this is their first ever release, and they picked quite the iconic aircraft to do that with this week, with the release of their rendition of the Bell 222 UT. Now, let's get this out of the way straight away. So everybody knows the Bell 222 because of Airwolf, okay? We all know it because of that. Let's just move on. Anyway, but not only that, it is an incredibly iconic helicopter. Most commonly seen, though, in its skid form, which is the one that's been produced here, because that's usually a lot more utilitarian, often used for sling loading as well. So it's very powerful but very comfortable helicopter that's been a workhorse throughout many countries around the world. And it's 222's been a favorite helicopter of a lot of people. There's been difficulties, there's been challenges. A couple of developers have tried to do it over the years, but I don't think anyone's quite ever managed to nail it. But from what I'm hearing so far, this one seems to have nailed it pretty damn well. Now, in terms of release, as I said, this comes with a highly accurate model internally and externally. Includes full support for Avitab functionality, fully modeled GNS, so GPS systems based off the default X-Plane GPS systems. Includes a highly detailed paint kit is included as well, and it's an accurate flight model simulation as well, tested by pilots. So, and from everything that I'm hearing so far, people are loving it. Now, they have confirmed they will be releasing a wheeled version, so with retractable landing gear. No idea whether that will be a free update or a post update. I haven't been able to confirm either way at the moment, so hopefully we'll see that soon. But otherwise, as I said, this one's available for $25 from your original, or your original equivalent, available direct from Cohen Simulations, available now. Moving out of the flight simulation world and moving into the world of the permanent way, we saw from the guys over at N3V Games, saw a couple of their new routes added to Trainz 2019. First route that we saw added this week was Canadian Rocky Mountains, Victor Lake to Ross Peak and Galcier. Very, like a lot of things with N3V Games, they never tell us squat when they do press releases. Like, it's just literally, it's nothing. So apparently this is a new route that covers the Canadian Rocky Mountains from Victor Lake east of Revelstoke all the way through the famous CPR tunnels of McDonald and Connaught. Includes the amazing, beautiful scenery of the Canadian Rocky Mountains, and allows you to master this challenging section of the track whilst obeying signals and speed limits. Anyway, switching lovers, apparently you will love the area because there's a lot of excitement can be found in shunting and rearranging, creating long haul consists east and west bound. I think they need to look at how they're doing their verbiage when they're writing these things, I think. Anyway, moving on. If you want to pick these ones up, you're looking at about $40, either on Steam or direct from N3V Games. In the other release from Trainz 2019, we saw the release of Tidewater Point Railroad 2.0, which is a reboot of one that they had for the original from Trainz: A New Era. Now, this was a short line railroad, which includes a crude oil terminal located south by a river and an intermodal terminal in the north. So options include container delivery, old grain terminals, and shunting work throughout there as well, in a variety of custom scenarios included with this one. Looking at same price here, $40 or your original equivalent, available now from Steam or N3V Games. In sticking with the permanent way to moving into the other train simulator with Train Simulator 2020 from Dovetail Games, for the release of a And I find, okay, I've got to find, I find this rather hilarious. So this is an add-on for an add-on. This is DLC for a DLC. So this is the Constance Villingen route extension Villingen to Hausach add-on. So this is literally an add-on to another add-on, which is perplexing to me. So not only do you have to have Train Simulator for this one to work, you have to have the Constance Village route add-on as well. So this adds in an extra 53 kilometers of route, extending that route out from Hausach to Villingen, which when you combine it with the existing route, it gives you an over 140 kilometers of highly detailed track in the end. This extension gives you highly detailed track construction, faithfully recreated overhead, catenary, and infrastructure, includes authentic stations and surrounding landscape with full seasonal dynamic seasons as well, and includes 5 career scenarios as well as be supporting quick drive scenarios as well. And this was coming in at $19 or your regional equivalent, available now on Steam. Moving from the permanent way onto the asphalt with the release from TML Studios of another dual release for the W906 for both Tourist Bus Simulator and Fern Bus Simulator. So this one release will give you access to this interesting little sort of tourist minibus in both of those sims. So the W906 is a top class minibus that reliably and comfortably brings your passengers to their destination as an economical entry-level vehicle for your fleet, but also a leap in travel quality for your passengers too. Now, I know every now and again I seem like I mock some of the bus sims, but I tell you what, I've got to say that the visual quality of like Fern Bus Simulator and Tourist Bus Simulator is pretty damn amazing. It really is. I've got to give credit to it. I really does. I really do. So okay. So anyway, so this rendition includes a 5-speed automatic transmission, able to drive up to 155 kilometers an hour if you remove the speed cap. Includes 19 passenger seats, a fully detailed dashboard including information on speed, gear shift, time, temperature, tank filling, and much more. Includes a detailed interactive. It says an interactive cockpit, but I feel it feels weird calling what you sit in driving a bus a cockpit, but anyway. It includes a complete lighting system for both internals and exteriors as well, and full support for custom paint jobs too that you can upload through Steam Workshop. So pretty damn cool. Coming in at $8 or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. And rounding out the NovaWrap for this week saw the release from Frontiers Developments of their Planet Zoo South America pack. So this expands the Planet Zoo sort of the theme park franchise builder simulation by allowing you to enrich your zoo with over 250 new scenery pieces from the South American continent and 5 new unique animals. So you get to have the jaguar, the llama, a capuchin monkey, a giant anteater, or a red-eyed tree frog you can now include in your theme parks as well as over 250 new scenery pieces including Aztec-themed options and rainforest-themed options. So pretty cool, pretty interesting. Coming in at $10 for this one, $10 or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. And with that, folks, that does now round up the NovaWrap this week. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these videos and want to see more. And just to let you guys know, in case you've been missing it, that I have started doing during this whole global events of the moment, I'm going to be doing some regular live streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we'll be going live at 20:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is 10:30 Zulu on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And we'll be streaming, at least for the moment, we're going to be touring around Australia at the moment in a variety of vintage aircraft. At the moment we're flying around in a C-46 courtesy of Just Flight, and we're going to be flying around doing some random jobs in Air Hauler 2. So don't forget to check out my live streams over on mixer.com/NovaWing24, or otherwise you can pick up some highlight reels here on YouTube. Just watch out for those coming in the near future. Alright folks, thanks very much for watching. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time.